Honestly, we were listening to that song all day and I just started singing, "Isn't it sweet? Isn't it sweet? Isn't it lovely?"
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another one of our CONVOS. Today joining us is a rising, up-and-coming, really buzzing pop artist, singer, Tessa Rae. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Who would you say is like some of the biggest songs or artists that like really made you like want to do this as a career?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of people know Mazzy Star. Do you know Mazzy Star?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the artist herself is named Hope Sandoval, and she has some projects outside of Mazzy Star with another band that really, really inspire me. And I have like vivid memories listening to them growing up. And even to this day, I'm like, there's something about them.
Mm-hmm.
So I say that's like my North Star. And then I feel like I'm like stepping into more of a pop era. Like I'm just accepting that I like to make pop music, even though it's still very like indie pop.
Yeah.
So I'm really inspired by like the female pop artists that are really big right now. I don't know. I was never into like the pop girlies, but now I'm like, I'm finding I'm getting why everyone's like obsessed with pop music.
I mean, one thing about pop, especially like kind of like the ones you mentioned in the current iteration of it, is I do think the songwriting has like kind of been elevated, and they've done more things outside just like what you would get back in the 90s and early 2000s in terms of pop. So I do think there's like a lot more like singer-songwriter elements coming into pop that is kind of blown up.
Yeah, that's what I like, because I'm a songwriter first and foremost. Like if I didn't write songs, I don't think I would sing. No. Like I like singing, but I love like writing songs.
Like a favorite song that you've kind of made so far in your kind of like discography?
I just put out a song called "Isn't It Sweet." I love that one because it felt unexpected for me.
Actually, I'd like written that down because I did want to talk about that one. Like out of your entire like, discography or whatever, that one feels like, I guess, like the most R&B, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And was there like a sample? Because just like the opening guitar riff feels like it's kind of like interpolating off of a song.
I know I just played a show and the band kept humming like Redbone guitar, but there's also, I think it sounds like another song as well.
That wasn't
the guitar is not a sample. I just started working with someone new, and he like came up with this track for me, and he was like, "I think your voice would sound so good on this." Honestly, we were listening to that song all day, and I just started singing, "Isn't it sweet? Isn't it sweet? Isn't it lovely?" The whole song just like came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is really good," and that's why I love that song, because like it didn't feel like any effort went into making that. It just like happened.
Yeah.
And that was the first day I brought home this puppy named Cowboy. And I attribute a lot of my songs on Pearl being inspired by his presence.
Was there like any influences that have like come into your music and whatnot?
Sade's been, I don't know, is Sade R&B? I feel like she's just her own
R&B.
vibe.
She's kind of, she's a little bit mixed.
Yeah, I had just started listening to a lot of Sade and Men I Trust. Okay. Those were like the big, I was listening to them like on repeat when we made Isn't It Sweet.
I can see that.
Because I don't listen to R&B, but like I feel like my voice suits that genre. So I think that's why it was fun to just like try that. I think it would be nice to do like a whole project in that world.
That'd be cool.
Maybe for my next project.
There's a couple of songs I talked about, like Heartbreaker. Can you kind of tell me about like how that one came about? I think that's probably one of my favorite songs you put out. I think it's like catchy as hell.
Oh, I'm glad you like Heartbreaker. that song drove me crazy for like a good year. Because we remade it and I just like did not like the new version. And I was just trying to convince myself that I did. But in the end, I just put out the original after spending so much time making this new version. That was a lesson for sure. That one was also just like a freestyle and just like happened. And like no effort. When I say no effort, it's like we were just in the studio, we recorded it, and then it was like done. And I think because it was so easy, I was like, no, it's too easy. Like we have to redo it. It has to be like better. But I was like, no, it's actually perfect the way it is.
The whole cliche thing, like when something comes out so easy, you kind of overthink it. It's like, no, it has to be harder than this to come up with something. Like there's no way it was just this.
No, for sure. That happened with Isn't It Sweet too when I put it out. I was like, is this as good as I thought it was? Because I'm like, it was so easy. But it's really nice. It's interesting which songs are like easy and then which songs are just like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But it's all part of the lore. It's funny.
This is the original version. Did you rework like all the production, the songwriting? Like what did you rework for the new version that you didn't put out? The production?
My vocals stayed the same. And then I like tried to re-sing it and it was a nightmare. I always sing something the best like the second I come up with it. And then when I try to re-sing it, I'm like, oh, like this is not as easy.
Yeah.
It's like then you're thinking.
Right. Start getting into your head a little bit and then it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it's like it's never going to feel exactly the same way.
Definitely. Okay. And then there's also Sugar Coated Love, which seems to be like one of your bigger songs and people that have been like really responding to. Can you kind of tell us how that one came about and like just kind of what was your creative process of thinking of that one?
That one actually started on piano, which was fun because I used to write on piano a lot growing up and I stopped because I started writing on guitar more. But yeah, I just sat on the piano and like thought of that chorus and I was with my producer and he also produced Isn't It Sweet, and I think he just like got a drum sample. That one was also really easy. There's a pattern.
Yeah, I think there's
all
a thing
the songs
going on.
I've actually released. I think the harder ones are still in the vault, but and then we filmed the video in Australia, which was really, really fun. I went there like when LA was on fire, which was a really weird time to be away from home. But yeah, we just tried to make the most of it, and like our friend flew out and we filmed a video, and it was really fun.
Yeah, speaking about your videos, there's definitely like a kind of retro, nostalgic feel to it. I would say almost like that Lana Del Rey kind of lane. Is that something like you continue, like you're looking to go for, or like thematically?
All of my videos are very DIY. Like it's me and my friends coming up with ideas. And one of my friends just has this VHS camera that we just love to use. So Sugar Coated Love, we were just like, let's film. Like we filmed in our hotel room. And like there happened to be a park bench like that you could see from our hotel room. So he just like stood in the hotel and we went to the bench and it was like perfect. I was like, this is so cute. Yeah, the producer of the song actually got Sugar Coated Love tattooed on him. That's like the first shot of the video. And he's the one in the video with me. And yeah, it was just really spontaneous and fun. But this video I'm filming tomorrow is on my next project, and it's like more of the pop era. So it's still, we're shooting on film, but it's all very like crisp and clean and chic and like, so I'm going more into like I like playing with like the elevation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm like, the more I do music, I'm like, oh, like the more I want the glamour and like the.
Yeah, okay. This is like getting into the more pop back, getting into more like the big show aspect of things.
Yeah.
Well, you did just release a new song today, Starry Night, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you like tell us about that one and like a little bit?
That one, I wrote Starry Night here on the guitar after a trip to London. I was really, honestly, I never drank, and I drank a lot in London. I was like, I had a 3-day hangover, and I was just like rotting in my room, and I wrote Starry Night. And I just met someone that like I was thinking of when I was in London, and I wrote it for him. And, like, I don't know, that song's like so sweet and innocent, and I referenced like the Van Gogh painting, which I love, and yeah, the video for that's coming out next week. We did like a green screen like video, which was really fun. I've never done that before.
Okay.
I'm like in the ocean paddling. You'll see.
So are like most of your singles getting videos off this album?
I don't like to put out a song without a visual.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is kind of like your creative process when it comes to making a song or like coming up with an idea, and like what happens when like you get into the studio?
I love to have like my tarot deck. It's very important for me. I have a million of these, and not a million, I'm being dramatic, but I like to collect these. This is like my hobby. It's not like every session I start with a tarot card, but I like to find the muse in the room. I call it like goddess or muse. And honestly, I love a reference. Like I love being like, ooh, like I want to make a song that feels like this.
Yeah.
And I like to have like a jumping off point, but I never come in with like lyrics or melody ideas. It's like always in the moment.
So you don't have like a song book, like a notebook full of like all these already written songs that you're just trying to come up with like a sound for?
I mean, I have a book, but it's always like, okay, we're turning the page and like starting something new. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I'll skim through for like references of like words or visuals, but
just looking basically like maybe a
like,
spark.
Ooh, what can I make today? Like it's kind of like chasing that high. I'm just like when you come up with a really great idea.
A great way of putting it, like in terms of chasing that high. So like when you finally get that high or you find that moment, like everything kind of comes together. What is that like feeling like?
Oh, it's like the best feeling for sure. It kind of makes everything feel worth it. Like all of the moments where you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I think being a musician, it's just a never ending game of like comparison because there's so many other musicians. But when you like have that moment of making something special and that's unique and you're like, only we could have done this on this day, like, and it just like is a rewarding feeling.
You're like building up to an album. So why now? Like, why do you think this is the time for like a full body of work, and like kind of how has that been going, and what can kind of people expect from like a full body work from you?
Yeah, I'm working on a project called Pearl, which I've been working on for a while. And it feels like I've come to an understanding with myself in a way that feels really cohesive for the project. And it really is about like that evolution and just kind of like owning the divine feminine power of like creation and just stepping into that. Like, I guess it's me like stepping into that like pop era in a way.
Okay. And you're from the Bay Area, and like the Bay has such like a rich, I think, music history and so many different genres and styles and sounds. And I feel like when I was out there, like so many people just listen to like so many different things. Is there like a guilty pleasure, so to speak, like song or artist that people wouldn't like think that you listen to that you like enjoy?
Maybe like E40. I only found out about E40 from Lolo Zouai because she's from the Bay.
Yeah.
And she's like obsessed with him. And I was like, oh.
We always ask this, like, do you have a hot take about the current state of music and the music scene?
Ooh. I think the pop girls will always run the world. That's my hot take.
They're definitely running things right now. I will give you that 1000%. Obviously, we're living like fearless. What does being fearless in music mean to you?
This is going to sound so cliche, but like honestly, being okay with being yourself is fearless. I think it's really hard for everyone to do every day, but Like, even when you were like, oh, this is being recorded, I'm like, oh, okay. But like, you just have to choose to be fearless every day. So.
We agree 1000%, and we appreciate you being fearless and continuing to do this recording either way. Anyways, basically, especially like you said, like in the current state of things with social media and everything, it's very hard for people to be their authentic self sometimes.
But what's next? Just like dreaming up the visuals of my Project Pearl. It's going to be really exciting. So I'm moving out of Elsewhere, which is like my current project I'm rolling out, and going into Pearl, which feels good to like be starting fresh.
Okay. And like I said, we did a deep dive. We love everything that we've heard so far. I think that you've, put out some really, really good music, some great stuff. And, we would love to hear more R&B from you if you plan on doing that anytime in the future. I think you sound great on that song.
Thank you. I'm going to keep that in mind.